You've probably heard the saying, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's the truth. No one is going to guess. No one is going to show up to solve your problems, make your dreams a reality, or change your life for you. The hard truth is the only person who can truly change your life is you. It's easy to sit back and wait for someone to offer help or for the perfect opportunity to appear. But the reality is that opportunity is never going to show up unless you create it yourself. Time is your most valuable asset. And if you keep waiting for others to push you or for things to happen on their own, you'll be stuck in the same place year after year. Success isn't about relying on others. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I am the one who's going to make this happen. It's about realizing that the freedom and the life you want are within your grasp, but only if you take full responsibility for making them a reality. So if you're ready to stop waiting and start doing, this video is for you. It's time to stop depending on others and begin taking action. It's time to take control of your future and build the life you deserve. Stick with me and I'll show you exactly how to make it happen. Number one, nobody is coming. Nobody is coming. That's a fact. And it might be hard to hear, but it's the truth. If you sit around waiting for someone to come and lift you up, to solve your problems, to make things easier for you, you'll be waiting forever. Too many people live their lives in this illusion, thinking that someday, somehow, things will magically change. But life doesn't work that way. If you don't take action, nothing happens. If you don't push forward, you stay exactly where you are. Nobody is going to wake up in the morning and think, how can I make your life better today? People are too busy trying to figure out their own lives. Everyone has their own struggles, their own goals, their own responsibilities. And that's why you can't rely on anyone to come and fix yours. If you keep depending on others to make things happen for you, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because the hard truth is, the only person who can change your life is you. Think about how many people waste years waiting for someone to offer them a job, waiting for a mentor to guide them, waiting for the perfect opportunity to land in their lap. And in the meantime, nothing changes. The years go by, and they're still stuck in the same place, still struggling with the same problems, still making the same excuses. And then one day they wake up and realize that they've wasted too much time. That realization hits hard, because by the time they finally accept that nobody is coming, they've already lost years they could have spent building the life they wanted. There's a difference between hoping and acting. Hoping means sitting around wishing things would get better. Acting means taking responsibility and doing whatever it takes to change your situation. If you're in a bad place right now, the worst thing you can do is sit back and wait. Waiting is not a plan. Waiting doesn't get results. Waiting doesn't move you forward. The only thing that gets results is action. If you want something, go after it. Stop looking for handouts. Stop expecting others to give you the answers. The people who succeed in life are the ones who refuse to wait. They don't waste time complaining about how hard things are. They don't sit around hoping that someone will notice their struggles and help them. They take action. They figure things out. They do what needs to be done. And that's why they get ahead. The moment you stop waiting and start doing, everything changes. You become stronger. You stop making excuses. You realize that you are in control. And that's the most powerful realization you can ever have. Because once you understand that your life is in your hands, you stop depending on others. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop expecting help. Instead, you become the person who helps yourself. There's nothing more dangerous than waiting for someone to save you. Because every moment you spend waiting is a moment you're losing. Time is the one thing you can never get back. And every second you waste expecting someone else to change your life is a second you could have spent making real progress. People who achieve great things in life don't wait. They take control. They take responsibility. They get up every single day and do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. Nobody is coming to push you. Nobody is coming to tell you to get to work. Nobody is coming to force you to make better choices. That is all on you. You have to be the one to decide that enough is enough. You have to be the one to say, I'm done waiting. I'm done expecting. I'm done making excuses. I am taking control of my life. And when you make that decision, you take back your power. Success doesn't come from hoping. It doesn't come from wishing. It doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. It comes from putting in the work, day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's frustrating, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because if you stay consistent, if you refuse to give up, if you take full responsibility for your life, things will change, but only if you decide to act. This is your moment. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more hoping that someone else will do the work for you. Nobody is coming, but that's not something to fear. That's something to take advantage of. Because when you fully accept that your life is up to you, you become unstoppable. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Number 2, help is temporary, but your effort is permanent. Help is temporary, but your effort is permanent. That's something most people don't realize until it's too late. Someone might give you advice. Someone might lend you money. Someone might even step in and help you get through a tough time. But at the end of the day, that help won't last forever. The only thing that will stay with you is the effort you put in, the work you do, and the skills you build. Relying on others is risky. It might feel good when someone steps in and gives you a push. But what happens when they're gone? What happens when the support stops? What happens when the people you were depending on are no longer there to hold your hand? Too many people go through life thinking that help is the answer to their problems. They believe that if they just find the right mentor, the right connection, or the right opportunity, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, help can only take you so far. After that, it's all on you. There's a reason why so many people struggle even after getting help. It's because they never learned how to stand on their own. They got so used to depending on someone else that when that person stepped away, they had no idea what to do. And that's a dangerous place to be, because the world doesn't wait for you to figure things out. If you can't push yourself, if you can't keep going when no one is around to support you, you're going to fall behind. The most successful people in the world didn't get to where they are because they relied on others. They got there because they took responsibility for their own lives. They understood that while help might come and go, their own effort is the only thing they can truly count on. No one can take away the work you put in. No one can take away the discipline you build. No one can take away the knowledge and experience you gain. That's yours forever. Think about the difference between a person who works hard for years and a person who always looks for shortcuts. The person who works hard, who grinds, who puts in the effort, becomes strong. They develop skills, they build resilience, and they gain confidence. But the person who always relies on help, who always looks for someone else to do the hard work for them, stays weak. They never grow, they never improve, and they never reach their full potential. And this is why so many people never get anywhere in life, because they are waiting for something outside of themselves to save them. They think if they just meet the right person or if they just get a little bit of help, everything will change. But that's not how it works. Help might give you a start, but it won't carry you to the finish line. You have to do that yourself. There are people who will help you once, but they won't help you forever. There are people who will give you advice, but they won't do the work for you. There are people who might support you in the beginning, but if you don't show them that you're willing to put in the effort, they'll stop. Because nobody wants to waste their time on someone who isn't willing to help themselves. The reality is, people respect those who take action. If they see you working hard, if they see you pushing yourself, if they see that you're serious about improving your life, then maybe, just maybe, they'll give you a little bit of help along the way. But if you're sitting around waiting for someone to come and do the work for you, don't expect anyone to stick around. Because people don't invest in excuses. They invest in effort. The moment you understand this, your entire life changes. You stop waiting for help, and you start building yourself. You stop expecting others to save you, and you start saving yourself. You stop hoping for an easy way out, and you start embracing the hard work that leads to real success. Because when you put in the effort, when you take control, when you build yourself up, you create something that no one can take away from you. Effort is permanent. Effort stays with you. The skills you learn, the habits you build, the knowledge you gain, those things don't disappear. And that's why the only thing you should ever rely on is yourself. Because help might get you started, but only your effort will carry you forward. So the question is, are you going to keep waiting for help, or are you going to start doing the work yourself? Number 3, no one cares more about your life than you. No one cares more about your life than you do. That's something a lot of people don't fully understand. They think that just because someone loves them, just because someone supports them, that person will always put their needs first. But the truth is, people have their own lives to worry about. They have their own problems, their own dreams, their own struggles. No one is going to care about your future as much as you. No one is going to lose sleep over your goals the way you will. And no one will ever put as much effort into your success as you should. It's easy to believe that someone out there is thinking about how to make your life better, that someone is working behind the scenes to create an opportunity for you. But that's not reality. The reality is that you are responsible for every part of your life. If you don't care enough to take action, if you don't care enough to push yourself, why would anyone else? If you don't take your future seriously, why would anyone else invest their time, their energy, or their resources into helping you? People don't go out of their way to make your dreams come true. They might support you for a moment. They might offer some advice, but at the end of the day, their priority is themselves. And that's not selfish. It's just how life works. Look around and notice how most people operate. Everyone is focused on their own responsibilities. They have bills to pay, families to take care of, ambitions they are chasing. Do you think they are sitting around thinking about how to make sure you succeed? Of course not. They might wish you the best. They might hope you do well, but they won't stop their lives to make sure you succeed. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner you can take full control of your own future. Some people make the mistake of thinking that just because they have supportive friends or family, that means they'll always have someone to lean on. But the truth is, even the people closest to you can only do so much. They might encourage you. They might give you a push, but they won't live your life for you. If you're struggling, they might listen, but they can't fix it for you. If you're failing, they might feel bad, but they can't put in the work for you. And if you waste your time waiting for someone to come and rescue you, you'll only end up disappointed. There are people who spend their entire lives waiting for someone to take responsibility for them. They wait for the perfect mentor, the perfect partner, the perfect opportunity. They convince themselves that once they find the right person or the right situation, everything will fall into place. But that's not how life works. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to wake up every morning thinking about how to make your life better. And if you don't care enough to take action, nothing will ever change. The only person who truly cares about your success is you. That's why you have to be the one who shows up every day and puts in the work. You have to be the one who pushes yourself, who holds yourself accountable, who refuses to settle for anything less than your full potential. Because if you don't, no one else will. If you don't care enough to go all in, why would anyone else invest in you? People respect those who take themselves seriously. They respect those who work hard, who show up, who take responsibility. But if you don't prove that you care about your own life, why should anyone else think about this? If you were running a business and someone came in asking for help, but they had no plan, no drive, no clear vision of what they wanted, would you help them? Probably not, because they haven't even shown that they care about their own success. The same applies to life. If you don't take yourself seriously, no one else will. If you don't push yourself, no one else will push you. And if you don't believe in your own ability to make things happen, why would anyone else believe in you? It's time to stop expecting others to care more about your life than you do. It's time to stop waiting for someone to come along and make things easy for you. It's time to take full ownership of your future. Because at the end of the day, the only person who truly has a reason to care is you. And the moment you take that responsibility seriously, everything changes. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting. You stop relying on others to give you permission to succeed. You start doing the work. You start pushing yourself. You start making things happen. Because you know that no one else is going to do it for you. That's the truth. And once you accept it, you'll never waste another second waiting for someone to care more about your life than you do. Because the reality is no one will. And that's exactly why you have to. Number 4. Waiting for help is wasting time. Waiting for help is wasting time. That's the reality a lot of people don't want to accept. They sit around hoping that someone will come along and make things easier for them. They wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect mentor, the perfect circumstances. But the truth is, every second spent waiting is a second lost forever. Time doesn't stop just because you're unsure of what to do next. It keeps moving. And if you're not taking action, you're falling behind. People waste years thinking about what they should do instead of actually doing something. They tell themselves they'll start when they get more support, when things feel right, when the timing is better. But that perfect moment never comes. There is never going to be a time when everything lines up exactly the way you want it to. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. If you don't take action now, you'll be in the same place a year from now, 5 years from now, maybe even 10. And by the time you realize how much time you've wasted, it's too late to get it back. The problem with waiting is that it tricks you into feeling like you're being patient, when in reality, you're just avoiding responsibility. You convince yourself that you're not taking action because you're waiting for the right moment, when in truth, you're just scared to start. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of making mistakes. You're afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. And instead of facing that fear, you tell yourself you need more time, more guidance, more help. But that's just an excuse. Because deep down, you know the only thing stopping you is you. No one ever got anywhere by waiting. Look at the people who have built something great in their lives. They didn't sit around hoping someone would notice them and offer them a shortcut. They got to work. They took risks. They made mistakes and learned from them. They kept going even when things were tough, and that's why they succeeded. Meanwhile, the people who are still waiting, still hoping, still making excuses, are in the exact same place they were years ago. The truth is, help might never come, and even if it does, it won't be enough to carry you to success. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you an easy life. If you want something, you have to go after it with everything you have. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes. Because the more time you waste, the more regret you build. And regret is a heavy thing to carry. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for the right job, the right relationship, the right financial situation. They put their dreams on hold, thinking that someday things will just fall into place. But life doesn't work like that. If you don't take control, life will pass you by. One day you'll wake up and realize that the time you thought you had is gone. And at that moment, you'll wish you had started sooner. You'll wish you had taken risks, made moves, done something, instead of waiting for everything to be perfect. There's a difference between preparing and procrastinating. Some people think they're getting ready to take action, when in reality, they're just finding reasons to delay. They tell themselves they need to learn more, need to plan more, need to wait for the right moment. But preparation means moving forward, even if it's uncomfortable. Procrastination means staying stuck, making excuses, and hoping that someday things will magically change. But nothing changes unless you do something about it. The moment you stop waiting and start acting, everything shifts. You stop feeling stuck. You stop feeling powerless. You stop depending on things outside of your control. And suddenly, you realize that you don't need anyone to come and save you. You are capable of figuring things out. You are capable of pushing through obstacles. You are capable of building the life you want. But you will never know that if you keep sitting on the sidelines, waiting for something to happen. Every single day is a chance to move forward. Even if it's a small step, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't feel ready, taking action is always better than standing still. Because time is passing, whether you use it or not. And if you're not using it to build something, to grow, to move closer to your goals, then you're wasting it. And wasted time is the one thing you can never get back. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. There is no reason to wait any longer. No more excuses. No more hoping that someone else will make things easier for you. No more sitting around while life moves forward without you. If you want change, create it. If you want success, work for it. If you want a better life, start building it right now. Because the longer you wait, the more time you lose. And the truth is, you don't have time to waste. Number 5, people respect those who help themselves. People respect those who help themselves. That's just the way life works. No one admires someone who sits around waiting for a handout. No one looks up to a person who refuses to take responsibility for their own life. But when people see someone who works hard, who fights for what they want, who pushes forward no matter what, there's a level of respect that comes with that. Because taking control of your own life is rare. Most people are waiting for someone to do it for them. Most people are full of excuses. Most people want results without effort. And when they see someone who doesn't complain, who doesn't wait, who simply gets to work, they can't ignore that kind of person. Respect isn't something you can ask for. It's something you earn. And the only way to earn it is by showing that you are willing to put in the work. If you walk into a room and start talking about how hard life is, how unfair things are, how you just need a little bit of help, people tune out. But if you walk into a room and they can see that you're someone who takes action, who doesn't make excuses, who doesn't rely on others to make things happen for them, people notice, because that kind of mindset is rare. People respect strength, not physical strength, but mental strength. The ability to get knocked down and get back up. The ability to keep going when things are tough. The ability to take full responsibility for your life, no matter what happens. And the moment you start showing that kind of strength, people start treating you differently. Because deep down, everyone wishes they had that level of control over their own life. The truth is, no one owes you anything. No one is required to help you. No one is responsible for your success, but you. And once you stop expecting people to feel sorry for you, once you stop waiting for someone to come and make things easier, you realize that everything you need is already within you. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You just need to decide that you are going to take action and never stop. When you help yourself, you prove that you are someone worth respecting, and that changes the way people treat you. They stop seeing you as someone who needs saving. They start seeing you as someone to admire, someone who inspires, someone who makes things happen. And that kind of respect can open doors that no amount of begging or waiting ever could. People want to be around those who take action. No one wants to be surrounded by negativity, by excuses, by people who always talk about what they wish they could do but never actually do anything. But when they see someone who takes life into their own hands, who refuses to complain, who refuses to be a victim, people want to be part of that energy. They want to learn from that person. They want to work with that person. They want to support that person. The difference between those who are respected and those who are ignored is simple. Those who are respected take action. Those who are ignored wait for someone else to fix their problems. And if you ever wonder why certain people always seem to attract opportunities, always seem to get ahead, always seem to have the right connections, it's because people respect them. People see them as leaders. People trust that if they invest their time, their money, or their energy into that person, it won't be wasted. Think about it. If you had the choice between helping someone who constantly makes excuses and someone who is already putting in the work, who would you choose? The answer is obvious. People respect effort. People respect commitment. And people respect those who don't wait around for life to happen to them. The moment you start helping yourself, everything changes. You stop feeling powerless. You stop waiting for things to get better. You stop hoping that someone will come along and make life easier for you. And instead, you start creating your own opportunities. You start pushing yourself. You start making things happen. Not because someone else told you to, but because you decided that your future is in your hands. That decision is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. That mindset is what makes people take notice. And once you prove that you are someone who helps themselves, the world starts responding differently to you. You no longer need to chase respect, because respect comes naturally to those who take control of their own lives. Number 6. You either struggle now or suffer later. You either struggle now or suffer later. Life doesn't offer a third option. You can either do the hard work today, face the discomfort, and make the sacrifices. Or you can take the easy way out and deal with the consequences later. But trust me, there is no escaping the price you have to pay. Every decision you make today has a ripple effect that will impact your future. If you choose to avoid the struggle, if you choose to put things off, if you choose to rely on others to make things easier, then you are choosing to suffer down the road. The problem is that most people don't see it until it's too late. When we talk about struggling now, it's not about running yourself into the ground. It's about putting in the effort when it counts, making the tough decisions, and doing the things you know are necessary even when they're uncomfortable. It's about showing up when you'd rather not. It's about pushing yourself when you feel like giving up. Struggling now isn't easy, but it is necessary. And while it may feel difficult in the moment, the results are long-term. You lay the foundation for success in the future by doing what others are too afraid to do today. The problem is that people hate struggle. They hate discomfort. They hate the idea of pushing themselves to the limit, and they'll do whatever they can to avoid it. They'll put off that hard conversation. They'll delay that difficult task. They'll avoid doing the work that will move them forward. And when they do this, they think they're saving themselves from pain, but all they're really doing is increasing the amount of pain they'll experience later. Think about this. You know that exercise you've been putting off, that project you know you need to start, but keep ignoring, that habit you promised yourself you would break, but keep repeating. It's easy to ignore these things for a while. You tell yourself it's not that big of a deal. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. But the truth is, every time you avoid doing the hard things, you make life harder in the future. You push the pain further down the road, but it doesn't go away. It only grows. That's what happens when you avoid struggle. You think you're getting a break in the short term, but in the long run, you're setting yourself up for a bigger struggle. You might avoid working on your finances now, but eventually that catches up with you. You might put off exercising today, but your health will pay the price later. You might choose to avoid difficult conversations now, but those problems will only get bigger and harder to deal with down the line. Every time you choose to avoid the struggle, you are guaranteeing more suffering in the future. The harsh reality is that if you don't struggle now, if you don't put in the work, if you don't push through the discomfort, you will pay for it later in ways that are far more painful. Success doesn't just come to you. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to face the struggles head on and do what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it seems impossible, even when you want to quit. If you're constantly putting off your goals, if you're always telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, then one day you'll wake up and realize that tomorrow never came, and the life you've always dreamed of will be out of reach. If you don't struggle now, you'll find yourself years down the road, looking back and regretting the time you wasted. The struggle you avoided today will turn into a much bigger struggle tomorrow, and it will be harder to overcome. But when you choose to face the struggle, when you choose to do the hard work, when you choose to embrace the discomfort, you will be building a future for yourself that is worth the effort. The work you put in today is the foundation of your success tomorrow. The sacrifices you make now are the rewards you will reap later. The discomfort you feel today will turn into strength tomorrow. And when you look back, you will be proud of the person you became because you chose to struggle when it counted. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. If you want something different, something better, something more fulfilling, you have to make the decision now to put in the work, to face the struggle, and to earn the future you want. If you don't struggle now, you will suffer later. That's the price of procrastination. That's the price of avoiding discomfort. And that's the price of not taking control of your life today. You have two choices. You can either take on the struggle now, face the discomfort, and put in the effort that will lead you to success, or you can avoid it, hope things will get easier, and deal with the consequences later when they're even harder to overcome. The struggle may be tough, but the suffering is optional. You can choose to struggle now and build a future you're proud of, or you can choose to put it off and suffer the consequences later. The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. Number 7. No one will push you, you must push yourself. No one is going to push you. The truth is, you have to push yourself. No one is going to wake you up every morning. No one is going to make you do the work, and no one is going to chase you down to make sure you're reaching your full potential. It's all on you. It's your responsibility. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us to wait for the right time, or that we need others to succeed. But the reality is that no one is going to care as much about your dreams and goals as you do. You have to be the one who takes the first step, who stays committed when it gets tough, and who does whatever it takes to get there. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if you just had the right mentor, the right circumstances, or the right people around you, things would be different. It's easy to blame your current situation on external factors, to tell yourself that if you just had more support, things would be easier. But the truth is that those external factors don't matter nearly as much as your internal drive to push forward, no matter what. The only person who can make things happen for you is you. You have to decide every single day that you are going to take responsibility for your success. You have to push yourself, even when it feels like the world is pushing against you. Think about the moments in your life when you made the biggest strides forward. Were those times when someone else told you what to do, when someone else held your hand through every decision? Or were those the times when you took action on your own, when you decided to make things happen regardless of the challenges? The truth is that the people who achieve the most are the ones who don't wait for someone else to take charge. They take initiative. They push themselves to show up, to do the work, and to move forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. There are going to be days when it feels like no one is rooting for you, no one is there to help you, and no one is pushing you to keep going. And that's okay, because on those days, you can be the one who pushes yourself. You can be the one who digs deep, who finds the strength inside to keep moving. You don't need someone else to motivate you. You need to find that motivation within yourself, to remember why you started in the first place and keep going, even when things are tough. It's also important to realize that pushing yourself isn't just about physical effort. It's about mental effort too. It's about making the decision to keep going when you feel exhausted, when you're frustrated, or when you feel like giving up. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Because here's the thing. The results don't come from the moments when you feel motivated and ready to take on the world. The real growth happens when you keep going in spite of the doubt, in spite of the setbacks, and in spite of the discomfort. Those are the moments that matter. And even when you do push yourself, it's easy to get discouraged. There will be setbacks. There will be days when it feels like you're not making any progress, no matter how hard you work. There will be times when you feel like you're putting in all this effort and not getting the results you hoped for. But that's when you need to remind yourself that progress isn't always linear. Success is a journey, and sometimes that journey is going to involve a lot of twists and turns. But if you keep pushing forward, even when it feels hard, you'll find that those setbacks are just stepping stones leading you to where you want to be. The key is to stay consistent. Push yourself every single day, even on the days when you don't feel like it, and you'll eventually look back and realize how far you've come. It's the small actions you take day after day that build the foundation for success. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to know every step of the journey. All you need to do is keep moving forward, and don't be fooled into thinking that pushing yourself is easy. It's not. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It takes more energy than you ever thought it would. But that's why it's so important. That's why it's what separates those who succeed from those who give up. It's the people who push themselves when things get tough, who keep going when it feels like everything is falling apart, that come out on the other side stronger and more successful. If you want to achieve your dreams, you can't wait for someone else to make it happen for you. You can't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances. You have to create those moments. You have to push yourself every day, even when it feels hard, even when you feel like quitting, and even when it seems like no one is there to help. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who is in control of your future. You are the one who can make things happen. And if you push yourself, if you take action every single day, you will get there. No one is going to do it for you. It's all on you. And that's exactly how it should be. Number 8, you are your own best investment. You are your own best investment. This might be one of the most important truths you can embrace if you want to truly unlock your potential. It's easy to think that investments have to do with money, stocks, bonds, properties, or the next big opportunity. But the greatest asset you'll ever have is yourself. You are the one who controls your future, your growth, your success. Everything starts and ends with you. For so many people, the thought of putting time, energy, and effort into themselves feels selfish. They might think they should be focusing on other people, their family, their job, their friends, or their community. And while those things are important, nothing in life will be more rewarding than investing in yourself. Because when you choose to invest in your own personal development, you are not only bettering your own life, but everyone around you as well. The more you grow, the more you have to offer to others. The more you work on yourself, the more you can give to your relationships, your career, and your community. Your value increases, and the world around you will start to reflect that growth. If you're not willing to make the sacrifices today, to put in the work now, to learn, to grow, to stretch yourself beyond your limits, then how do you expect things to improve in the future? How do you expect to be the person you dream of becoming? The road to success isn't paved by waiting for opportunities to fall in your lap. It's not about hoping someone will give you a break or that things will somehow magically get better. Success comes from within. It's about you waking up every day and choosing to put in the work. Whether it's reading that book, learning that new skill, stepping outside your comfort zone, or investing in your health and well-being, it all starts with the decision to make yourself the best version you can be. Think about the people you admire most in life, whether it's someone in your family, someone at your job, a mentor, or a public figure. The reason they stand out is because they've made an investment in themselves. They didn't get to where they are by sitting back and hoping things would get better. They worked on their own development, on their mindset, on their skills, and they never stopped improving. They understand that growth isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifetime commitment. And you can do the same. If you're waiting for someone else to make you better, you'll be waiting forever. The people around you may offer support, they may guide you along the way, but no one else can do the work for you. They can't learn for you. They can't push you through your challenges. They can't help you grow in the same way that you can help yourself. You are the key. You are the only one who can unlock your true potential. And the more you pour into yourself, the more you'll have to give. When you invest in yourself, you're not just thinking about the short-term gains. You're playing the long game. You're building the foundation for a future that will be far more rewarding than anything you can achieve without doing the inner work. Whether you're looking to develop your career, improve your relationships, or become healthier and happier, everything starts with you. If you're willing to make the time and effort to invest in your growth now, you'll reap the benefits in ways that will last for years to come. One of the best investments you can make is in your own education and knowledge. We live in a world that's constantly changing, constantly evolving, and if you're not committed to learning, to expanding your horizons, to developing new skills, you will quickly find yourself left behind. Education isn't limited to school or university. It's about the lifelong pursuit of knowledge. And that doesn't just mean traditional learning. It means learning about yourself, your emotions, your passions, and your purpose in life. It means stepping outside your comfort zone and facing your fears, because growth happens on the other side of fear. Investing in your health is another crucial piece of the puzzle. If you don't take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and emotionally, how do you expect to have the energy and focus to chase your dreams? Your body is your vehicle for success. Without it functioning at its best, your ability to pursue your goals will be limited. Exercise, eating well, getting enough sleep, and managing stress are all investments in your future. The more you prioritize your well-being, the better you'll feel, the clearer your mind will be, and the more effective you'll become in all areas of your life. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, you are essentially telling yourself that you're not worth it. You're telling yourself that you're fine with where you are, that you're not interested in improving, and that you're okay with mediocrity. But deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. You know that there's a bigger version of yourself, just waiting to be realized. The only way to uncover that person is through consistent investment in your own growth. But here's the kicker. Investing in yourself doesn't always feel comfortable. It requires sacrifice, time, effort, and sometimes even money. It means pushing through moments when you're tired or discouraged. It means saying no to distractions and focusing on what matters. It means choosing long-term gains over short-term pleasure. But the payoff is worth it. It's worth every ounce of energy you put into it. The person you become as a result of investing in yourself is priceless. And when you get to a place where you're proud of who you've become, everything else will fall into place. So ask yourself, are you truly investing in yourself? Are you putting in the time, energy, and effort required to be the person you want to be? Or are you waiting for life to hand you success on a silver platter? The choice is yours. The question is, will you take action and become your own best investment? Because the truth is, no one else can do it for you. But when you decide to take charge and commit to your own growth, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The best time to invest in yourself was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Number 9. Blaming others won't change your situation. Blaming others won't change your situation. It's a hard truth, but it's also one of the most powerful lessons you can learn. The moment you accept that the only person responsible for your circumstances is you, that's when you can truly start to make progress. We've all been there, right? It's easy to point fingers. It's tempting to think, if only this person had done things differently, or if only that situation hadn't happened, my life would be better. But here's the thing. No amount of blaming is going to change a single thing about where you are right now. The only thing that can change your situation is you. And until you stop looking outside of yourself for answers, you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Look, there will always be external challenges. There will always be people, circumstances, and events that are beyond your control. That's life. But what you can control, what you have full power over, is how you respond to those challenges. You can choose how you react, how you adapt, and how you move forward. The moment you realize that your happiness, your success, and your growth aren't dependent on anyone else or any outside forces, that's when you truly become unstoppable. The problem with blaming others is that it keeps you trapped in a victim mentality. When you blame, you relinquish your power. You're saying, I can't do anything because of what someone else did. You're saying, I'm stuck because of this external situation. And in doing so, you strip yourself of the very power you need to change. You might think that blaming others makes you feel better temporarily, but in reality, it only holds you back. The truth is, everyone faces adversity. Everyone has a story of struggle. Everyone has been through situations where they were treated unfairly, or things didn't go the way they expected. But some people choose to learn from their struggles, grow from them, and use them as stepping stones to success. Others choose to blame and complain, and as a result, they remain in the same place, never moving forward. If you want to be the person who grows, who moves past the difficulties, then you need to take full responsibility for your life. It's not easy to take responsibility, especially when you feel like the world has wronged you. But when you take ownership of your life, you also take control of your future. Instead of waiting for someone else to change, or for circumstances to magically improve, you focus on what you can do today to make things better. You ask yourself, what can I do to move forward right now? And in doing so, you start to break free from the chains of blame. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore the reality of what's happened to you. It doesn't mean you pretend like everything is perfect and that you've never faced hardships. What it does mean is that you stop using those hardships as an excuse to stay stuck. You stop using the past to justify your current situation. The past is done. It's over. The only thing you can control is what you do with the present moment and what steps you take toward the future. Blaming others keeps you anchored in the past, while taking responsibility moves you toward the future. Taking responsibility is also the key to real growth. When you stop blaming others, you open the door to self-improvement. You start looking inward, asking yourself the tough questions. What could I have done differently? What lesson can I learn from this? What strengths do I need to build to avoid this situation in the future? The more you ask yourself these kinds of questions, the more empowered you become. Instead of feeling helpless, you start to realize that you have the ability to learn from every experience, no matter how painful it might be. You see every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Think about the people you admire. Do they spend their time blaming others for their problems? Or do they take responsibility for their own actions and decisions? It's the people who take responsibility who tend to be the most successful, because they know that they hold the power to change their lives. They don't waste energy pointing fingers or making excuses. They invest their time and energy in making things happen, in finding solutions, and in improving themselves. You have that same power. It doesn't matter where you've come from, what has happened to you, or what obstacles you face. What matters is what you choose to do moving forward. It's all about how you respond to the situation you're in. No one else is going to change your circumstances for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to decide to take responsibility for your life and your actions. And when you do that, you take back control. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes along the way. It simply means that you own your journey. You acknowledge that you are the one in charge of your future, and that no matter what happens, you are the one who will determine the outcome. It's empowering, it's freeing, and it's the only way to truly move forward. When you stop blaming others, you stop being a victim. You stop letting life happen to you. Instead, you start making life happen for you. You start setting goals, taking action, and making progress. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You realize that you have everything you need inside of you to create the life you want. So the next time you feel yourself slipping into the mindset of blame, take a step back. Recognize that blaming others isn't going to change anything. The only thing that can change your situation is you. Take responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your future. When you do, you'll see the world start to open up. The opportunities you once thought were out of reach will become closer than ever. The life you dream of will no longer be a distant fantasy. It will become your reality. The power to change your life has always been within you. Stop looking for someone else to fix it. Stop blaming others for your situation. The moment you take responsibility is the moment you start to take control. And that's when the real transformation begins. Number 10, if you want freedom, earn it. If you want freedom, you have to earn it. This isn't something that just falls into your lap. It's not something that comes by simply wishing for it or waiting for the right moment. Freedom is the result of hard work, determination, and taking responsibility for your own life. The truth is, the more you want freedom, the more you have to be willing to sacrifice and put in the effort to create the life you truly desire. Freedom doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within, and it's built over time through conscious decisions and actions. Freedom doesn't mean doing whatever you want, whenever you want, without any consequence. That's the misconception people often have. Real freedom comes when you have the power to choose your path and take control of your circumstances. It's about having the ability to make decisions that align with your values, goals, and aspirations, without being held back by fear, doubts, or the expectations of others. And the only way to achieve that kind of freedom is by earning it through your actions and mindset. Think about it for a moment. The people who have the most freedom in life aren't the ones who sit back and wait for opportunities to come to them. They're the ones who go out and create those opportunities. They understand that freedom doesn't just magically appear. It's the result of hard work, resilience, and self-discipline. They work relentlessly towards their goals, no matter how difficult or uncertain the journey might seem. And as they do, they carve out the space in their lives where they can make choices that reflect their true desires. It's a process that takes time, but the rewards are worth it. One of the most important aspects of earning your freedom is learning to be self-reliant. This is where many people falter. They wait for someone else to hand them the keys to the life they want. They wait for their boss to give them a raise, or for a friend to offer them the help they need to get started on a new project. But waiting around is not how you achieve true freedom. True freedom comes when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to fix your problems, solve your challenges, or give you the life you want. You have to be the one to take charge and take action. When you start taking responsibility for your life, that's when the doors of freedom begin to open. The more you take control of your actions and decisions, the more you empower yourself to create the future you want. It's not about depending on others or hoping for a lucky break. It's about understanding that your future is in your hands. You are the one who has the power to shape it. And as you build that power, you earn your freedom. This isn't to say that the road to freedom is easy. There will be setbacks. There will be challenges that make you question if it's worth it. But if you want true freedom, you need to be willing to endure the tough times and keep pushing forward. It's in those moments of struggle that you build the character and strength necessary to create the life you desire. You need to be willing to put in the work, to take risks, and to face fear head on. The freedom you earn comes from your ability to keep going when the road gets rough. Another key aspect of earning your freedom is learning how to make decisions that align with your values and long-term goals. Often people give up their freedom by making choices that are easy in the short term, but detrimental in the long run. They choose comfort over challenge. They choose the familiar over the unknown, and they choose what's convenient over what's right for them. But real freedom comes from making choices that push you toward growth, even if they're uncomfortable or difficult. It's about saying no to things that keep you stuck and saying yes to the opportunities that move you closer to your true potential. And this is where many people get stuck. They think they want freedom, but they're not willing to make the tough decisions. They're not willing to step out of their comfort zone and take the risks necessary to build the life they truly want. They continue to play it safe, and as a result, they stay trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. But if you want real freedom, You can't be afraid to step outside of the box. You have to be willing to take the risks that will move you forward, even if they scare you. True freedom also means knowing that your time is valuable. When you start valuing your time and using it wisely, you begin to see that the things you invest your time in either bring you closer to your goals or keep you away from them. If you want to earn freedom, you need to be intentional with your time. You can't afford to waste it on things that don't align with your vision. Every hour, every minute, and every second matters. The more you focus on what's truly important, the more you build the foundation for the life you want. You earn your freedom by how you use your time today. One of the most powerful things about earning your freedom is that it gives you the ability to choose. When you're no longer dependent on others for your success or happiness, you have the power to make decisions that benefit you, your family, and your future. This is where true freedom lies, when you are the one who decides what your life looks like, rather than letting outside forces dictate it. And this comes when you take the time to build your own path, your own income, your own lifestyle. You don't wait for someone else to hand it to you. You go out and create it. And as you work to earn your freedom, you'll start to see how much your mindset plays a role. The way you think about yourself, your goals, and your potential directly impacts the way you act and the results you achieve. If you don't believe that you can earn the freedom you desire, you'll never take the necessary steps to make it happen. But if you believe in yourself, in your abilities, and in your potential, you'll take action. You'll make the sacrifices. You'll put in the hard work. And as you do, you'll see the rewards of your efforts unfold. Freedom isn't just about having the ability to do whatever you want. It's about being in control of your life. It's about making decisions that serve you, your family, and your future. It's about living in alignment with your values, goals, and aspirations, without being held back by fear or external forces. But you can't expect freedom to come without earning it. You have to be willing to put in the work, to take the risks, and to make the tough decisions that will lead you to the life you desire. When you earn your freedom, it's yours to keep. And there's nothing more powerful than that.